request that we remain standing for a word of prayer for Mr. Popia. Please.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we come before the Holy Presence this morning. We thank you in our hearts. We thank you for the gift of life this morning. We do not take it for granted that we are able to see this new day when we are holding our second generation ceremony. Thank you, Lord, for walking us through this difficult moment in our country, Kenya, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. Jehovah God, we pray for the leaders of this country, especially the President, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, His cabinet, and all the government officials. Lord, as we lead this country during this difficult moment, may you grant him wisdom to lead the country in the right direction. We pray for our leaders in the Ministry of Water, Sanitation, and Irrigation, especially our cabinet secretary, Honorable Sisi Kagioki, together with our team in the ministry, as they make decisions. We pray that Lord will have a special place for carrying their hearts. Almighty God, we pray for the chair and members of the Governing Council, together with the new director, Professor Patrick Ayobe. God, we pray that as we settle down to do this prestigious institution, may you give them wisdom and courage to make decisions that will put Kerry to a rightful place in the region and the world as a center of excellence in training, research, and consultancy in the water sector. Our loving God, we thank you for the opportunity to play a part in the lives of our students and our new graduates. We are grateful for your guidance and love as we share this important work. Please bless and guide our graduates as they reach this end. And as they start the new beginning, may what they have learned by being here with us allow them to truly be women and men for others. May what we have learned from them enable us to do the same. Please help them to use all that we have learned here to make the world a better place, to serve others in the use of solidarity and kinship, to seek ways to help the poor, the marginalized, and those who are suffering, and to always seek the greater good. We know that some of them will experience pain and hardship, and we know that some of them have already experienced the same, but Lord, we ask you to grant them solace and strength. Finally, Father, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to build our community with these young men and women while they are here. Though they are really leading our campus, we know they will always be with us as part of Kerry family. And we ask that the bonds that have been created here remain strong despite any distance. We ask all this in your name and in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
And I request our Muslim brother to say a word with the Father Yusuf, please. Sorry, chief guest.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المتقون. صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you very much. And finally, chief guest, I wish to request the director of Kenya Water Institute, Professor Patrick, Ayombe to constitute the congregation.
In exercising powers conferred by Section 8.2b of the Kenya Ordinance Act, I hereby constitute the congregation of the 32nd Kenya Ordinance Graduation Ceremony.
Thank you very much. We can have our seats. Our chief guest, Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, the Chief Administrative Secretary, the Principal Secretary, chairpersons and CEOs of various water institutions, chairperson and member of KEWI Governing Council, distinguished guests, director and staff of KEWI alumni, parents and guardians, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the KEWI Governing Council, the director, management, staff, and students, I wish to welcome all of us to the 32nd graduation ceremony. We will have a brief entertainment from the AP band as we settle down to the business of the day. AP band, please. A short one. Chief guest, This graduation ceremony is unique, it is being held virtually through various media. We have our YouTube channel. It's also through various social media. We have Facebook page. Thank you very much. It's going to be a very short one. We'll have very few speeches. We'll start with a speech from the best of the best student. His name is Johanna Mugo. Kindly come forward. Johanna Mugo, really. Johanna Mugo is our best student this year. He was in water operators course. This is a 1-year operators course. For Mr. Mugo, karibu. Come this side, please.
The chief guest, Cabinet Secretary for Water Sanitation and Irrigation, Chief Administrative Secretary, the Principal Secretary, members of KA Governing Council, Director Staff of KA, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Johanna Mugo, a KA graduate. Firstly, I would like to thank the Almighty God for being with us since we joined KA up to now as we graduate. It's by His grace we have come to this far. It is my hope that He will continue being with us as we become better people than we are today. Secondly, I would like to thank KA management for planning for such order today, so that we can join hands and celebrate our success throughout the system. I would like to congratulate our wonderful child who have sacrificed to the 11th. I would also wish to congratulate our parents and guardians who have tirelessly raised up our fees. I congratulate my fellow graduates for being smart throughout the ups and downs of the system. I also would like to congratulate each and every one person who sacrificed for the sake of us, not forgetting our non-teaching staffs who have made us realize we need each other. I wish to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would like to remind you that it's now our time to put the knowledge and skill taught in school. I would like to remind you that it's now our time to put the knowledge and skills taught in class on ground so that we may do something to our environment. The reason for studying engineering is that we may build a better environment that we are living today. It's my wish that we all get jobs and create jobs for others. Let us try to be entrepreneurs in life so that we and others can enjoy the fruit of our struggle and success. I would like to urge you that you become successful in your life, and may God continue blessing you and making you powerful as you go on your career, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That is Johanna Mugo, our best student this graduation day. Now, I'd wish the chief guest, I'd wish to ask our KW Students Council chairperson to come and make a brief speech. His name is Ahmed Ali Dahir. Dahir first. KW Students Council chairperson, Mr. Ahmed Ali Dahir.
Chief guest, Honorable Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Honorable Cecily Kariuki, Cabinet Administrative Secretary, the Principal Secretary, Chairperson, members of Kenya Water Institute Governing Council, invited guests, Director, staff, and graduates of Kenya Water Institute, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you all to Kenya Water Institute, that second graduation ceremony, to celebrate the achievement of our great graduates. We appreciate the efforts to hold this ceremony amid the serious effect of COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire students' body, I wish to congratulate the graduates who have worked tirelessly to achieve this feat. Kudos for a job well done. It's quite unfortunate that all the graduates and parents cannot join together today physically due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but we thank God for how far we have come and obstacles we had to overcome to be where we are now. It has not been really easy. The coronavirus has taught us a new norm which we have to comply with, and also we thank the school administration in partnership with the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation for the job well done in handling the crisis, especially by ensuring that students have returned for face-to-face learning. They have put necessary measures to meet the reopening requirement needed by the Ministry of Health. I wish to thank all the parents, guardians, and sponsors who sacrificed the increasingly limited resources to pay for the students' education. Credit must also go to the lecturers for their sacrifice in imparting knowledge and mentoring the graduates. I pose a challenge to the continuing students to be more than willing to work extra hard so as to excel in their studies. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have pertinent issues that I would like to bring to your attention in relation to Kenya Water Institute's growth and development. On academics, according to the Vision 2030, Kenyan tertiary institutions are expected to play a fundamental role in delivering the goals of this development plan. Kenya Water Institute is strategically placed to play a leading role in the provision of the competitive quality education, training and research in support of Vision 2030 and growth of our nation. As Kenya's pioneer, leading training institute in the water and related sector, Kenya Water Institute is to support the government in achieving its Big Four agenda. In a bid to reach out to all Kenyans, Kenya Water Institute has since established satellite campuses in Tharaka Nithi, Kitui, and Kisumu counties. We as the student body, we would like to recognize and appreciate improvement in the following areas made by the school administration. We have improvement in the examination management in all campuses, COVID-19 response and effort to be able to resume back classes in all campuses. Advancement and enhancement of security, especially in Kitui campus by constructing them a new gate. We have of all campuses, especially we have now Kitui and Nairobi. However, Honorable Cabinet Secretary, we are still facing numerous challenges in all the 4 campuses. Allow me to highlight some of the major challenges in the campuses. First and foremost, academics being our main agenda, business and core reason as to why we are gathered here today, we are facing numerous challenges which also hinder our level of productivity and output due to the following reasons. We have lack of enough lecturers, lack of updated resources and equipment, lack of linkage with water-related sectors. water-related research sectors. Secondly, we have inadequate means of transport in all campuses, starting with emergency response, academic, sports, where we are used to share bus. Therefore, we kindly request for at least one at each campus, plus an emergency means. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, we have inadequate infrastructure, still measuring on our main purpose, which is academic, lack of enough classrooms, hostels, laboratories, workshops, just to name a few, remains of major challenges. Therefore, we would like to call upon the Ministry to intensify efforts aimed at infrastructural development. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Kitui campus will wish to urge the Ministry to prioritize modern, well-equipped workshops that will go a long way in ensuring they are substantive practical for engineering courses towards competence-based learning. Honorable Secretary, it happens that Kitui and Kisumu campuses are lagging behind when it comes to practicals, and sometimes they have to travel to main campus so as they can get the practical aspects. That means they don't have laboratories to do their practical skills. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Kisumu campus currently highlights the issue of relocation of the campus since they are renting on a private land. And Honorable Secretary, this one was highlighted by the former chair during the last graduation, and it's still that the Kitui campus, the issue has not been solved. And Kisumu campus currently highlights the issue of relocation of the campus since they are renting on a private land. They have also inadequate number of classrooms, workshops, laboratory, and library, as they employ use of tents as classrooms. Honorable Secretary, we have lack of health facility in all the campuses. Having highlighted these challenges, we call upon your noble office to engage the development partners and the national government to help us overcome some of these challenges. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, considering that this is the only institution that offers pure water-related courses in East Africa, we urge your ministry to increase KV budgetary allocation for development. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, considering that industrial attachment is part of our coursework, we hereby request the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation and stakeholders in the water sector to liaise with Kenya Water Institute to provide attachment opportunities to students, which will actively allow hands-on practical and easy assessment. Equally, we request for your intervention to encourage sector players to employ Kenya Water Institute graduates as first priority. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, it's also our humble request that the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation to create scholarship programs to our best performing students for further studies. We have on internship and job opportunities, the KV management in collaboration, the Kenya Water Institute management in collaboration with the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation shall seek internship and employment opportunities for graduates in various water sector companies and stakeholders across the nation to enable placement on completing of training. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, on sports being our co-curriculum activity and platform to nurture talent, we students of Kenya Water Institute are disadvantaged because we have limited space that can be used as both practicing and playing grounds. Thus hinders our performance during the sport competition. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, with the help of Nairobi County Government and KV Management, kindly help us acquire one such facility for both training and hosting event, since as KV we have never hosted even an event. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Kenya is currently experiencing economic challenges which has not spared KV's Kenya Water Institute students. We would like to inform you that some of us raising the full school fees on time is a serious problem, and this affects our timely registration. We therefore request the KV Governing Council, with the help of your ministry, to facilitate sponsorship kitty and bursary for the needy students. Also ensure that students can access help loan. In conclusion, I wish to thank the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation with other stakeholders for their support, having spearheaded the quality of education and more practical lessons by helping the Kenya Water Institute to complete the Water Resource Center. I would like to thank the Water Sector Trust Fund who have found it necessary to partner with KV students on attachment and internship programs. We are very grateful for Kenya's collaboration with Israel, which has enabled our students acquire skills and knowledge in various fields. We anticipate for more opportunities, and such will be extended to other developed countries. To the graduates, mine is to congratulate you once again for making us proud. Always be committed to uphold the core values of Kenya Water Institute, be great ambassadors of the Kenya Water Institution, and I also urge you to join the Kenya KEWI Students Alumni Association. Allow me to thank all the parents for the sacrifice they made in ensuring the dream of their sons and daughters have come true. Without forgetting, let me thank KEWI Governing Council, the director, management, staff, and the students of Kenya Water Institute for their good work, which made this day successful. Congratulations, and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, God bless you, and stay safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ahmed. We're going to have brief remarks from the KEWI Alumni Association, represented here by Frederick Sasia, who is the Secretary General. Bwana Sasia.
Sasia. I am the organizing secretary Kenya Institute Alumni Association. I'm representing our chair who could not make it to this event. I am going to read a written speech. The chief guest, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Water and Irrigation, Chief Principal Secretary, Chief Administrative, Chief Executive Officer, Kenya Water Institute, distinguished guests, and all other protocol observed. Good morning. On behalf of Kenya Water Institute Alumni Association and our able chair, Ms. Phyllis Chaenza, I take this opportunity to congratulate the class of 2020 and the college for a job well done. Feel very encouraged to utilize the skills and knowledge acquired during your time in KEWI to be innovators, job creators, and not just job seekers. When we look at the world we live in, it's not easy to find a good investment. I mean a lifetime investment. You make the best decision to invest in yourself, and the certificate that you take with you today is one of the best human capital investments that you will ever make. Your certificate will always remain with you throughout your life, and it will definitely pay lasting dividends to you and the life you are going to live. As you maneuver your way through life twists and turns, you will be faced with challenges, choices, sorrows, and joys. But no matter where that life takes you, one constant will remain. You will always be part of Kenya Water Alumni Association and Kenya Water Institute. Your fellow alumni can be found in your community, surrounding communities, and around the world. But remember, the Alumni Association will always remain the default meeting point. The association eagerly looks forward to you returning to your alma mater in order to give back. You can do this initially by registering with the association through our Facebook platform. It is only in KEWI. And to the stakeholders and the Minister of Water and Irrigation, I take this special opportunity to appreciate you, for you have continued to give employment opportunities to KEWI graduates. However, it is the wish of the Alumni Secretariat that going forward, we will have a collaboration that such opportunities are sourced for through the association, which is a registered entity with a legal recognition. This will help build our confidence in the association and help award loyal registered members who are still job hunting. And to the new director, Professor Odhiambo Ayombe, the Alumni Office wishes to congratulate you for your appointment as the Chief Executive Officer. Given your vast experience in the public sector, we have confidence that you are going to take KEWI to the next level. May you kindly emulate your predecessor, Dr. Leonita Sumba, and the management team supporting the Alumni Association in every aspect towards its growth and stability. Finally, to the graduates, as you graduate today, please remember the decorum, sense of commitment, and patriotism that makes the graduates of Kenya Water Institute to be the most desirable graduates in the country, region, and globe. There is no doubt that you will be great ambassadors of our alma mater, Kenya Water Institute, and a blessing to many wherever you go from here. May the Almighty God grant you His blessings in abundance. I wish you a happy day as you celebrate your success. Thank you very much, and may you continue to take care in this period of COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tumpigie makofi yake. Thank you very much, Chief Guest. It is now my humble duty to request the Director of Kenya Water Institute, Professor Hayombe, to come and take over and make his remarks. Professor.
Chief Guest, allow me to recognize the presence of Chief Executive Officer, Water Service Providers Association, WASPA, Mr. Anthony Abungo. I read the Director's report. The Cabinet Secretary, Madam Cecil Karaoke, Chief Administrative Secretary, Dr. Andrew Temur, Principal Secretary, John Wairagu Irungu, members of KV Governing Council, parents, guardians and graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity as a special occasion to welcome you all as we celebrate KV 32nd graduation ceremony. KV, in consultation with the Ministry of Water and Sanitation and Irrigation, development partners, non-governmental organizations, communities, and other stakeholders, has developed a number of programs that address challenges posed by water scarcity in Kenya. Some of these include training, research, and outreach programs that address water and sanitation and hygiene, what we call the WASH, irrigation and drainage engineering, water resource management, groundwater exploration and development, water quality assessment, conflict management, non-revenue water management, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, the student population has steadily risen over the years. This increase anticipated to address both the market demand for relevant training and the need to develop adequate human resource capacity to meet the challenges faced in the water sector for some time. For instance, in the last 10 years, the student population has tripled from 750 in 2009 to the current number of 1,850. And this is projected to rise. This trajectory is way below the demand for water training courses, which now stands at 5,000 applicants annually. The reason for low uptake of the prospecting students is inadequate learning infrastructure, such as laboratories, library, classrooms, and workshops that are not able to accommodate the large number of trainees. The education sector, and more so the technical and vocational education, TVET sector, is undergoing a significant paradigm shift since the enactment of the TVET Act 2013 that will transit from knowledge-based education to competence-based training aimed at enhancing quality and relevance of programs. This has necessitated review of all curriculum to align them to occupation standards within the industry. Transition to curriculum-based training puts higher human capacity and development needs for trainers and examiners. The Institute will need to capacity build its trainers and examiners to comply with the established TVET standards. Practical training and examination also calls for better equipped laboratories and workshops, as well as enhanced liaison with the industry players. Ladies and gentlemen, KV has embarked on curriculum review of all its training programs and has so far made good progress in reviewing 5 diploma programs, namely water supply engineering, sanitation and water engineering, water resource management, irrigation and drainage engineering, water and wastewater laboratory technology, which have been approved by the Technical Vocational Education and Training Authority and accredited by the Kenya National Qualification Framework Authority. Likewise, occupation standards to aid in review of certificate and teacher programs are currently being developed to attract more youth in the field. The soaring number of students to TVET institution has seen more students enrolled in the institute through Kenya Universities and College Central Placement Services, what we call CUPS. On the other hand, the county government has also responded through sponsorship for youth for competency-based and vocational training program, especially in water operator, plumbing, pipe fitting, and drilling operation courses. KV has lately been experiencing a rise in student numbers in the last 2 years in response to the national policy direction of enhancing transition from secondary school level education to the TVET sector, which is aimed at addressing the technical skills required towards achievement of Kenyan Vision 2030. The research focus areas are usually identified through research agenda setting, forums, and through government directives and policies such as faster realization of the aspirations of the Vision 2030 and the Big Four agenda, as well as innovative ways to address existing and emerging sector challenges. The industry has, through many consultative forums, advised KV on adopting and staying abreast with some of these technologies, undertaking further research to address gaps realized and offering training on these technologies. KV training and research laboratories need to meet the requirements of international, nationally recognized industry standards, accredited assessment and analysis procedures, duty of care and workspace training. The set objective is to ensure that the industry in demand research is being adopted and fostered to drive sustainable growth in the water, sanitation and irrigation sector. Similarly, to address emerging issues in the sector, the research function of the institute needs to be strengthened through human capacity development and well-equipped research laboratories. To boost customer confidence in water testing laboratories, the institute has embarked on a journey for accreditation of its testing laboratories toward ISO 1E IEC 17025-2017. KV is retooling its academic staff to be able to surpass targets in training, research and consultancy and outreach services. In addition, KV Water Resource Center, where we are holding our virtual graduation today, is determined to offer specialized services as reciprocal for water information in the country, complete with your databases, water GIS, and hydrometeorological, hydrogeology, water supply and sanitation, and any other water relevant information. In the past few years, KV has been able to acquire technologies such as use of geographic information system for water management, state-of-art non-revenue water detection and management equipment tools, drilling rig, and water quality equipment. However, these technologies are behind in meeting the demands for the increasing student population. Ladies and gentlemen, the following key projects are being implemented by KV in collaboration with development partners: Japan International Cooperation Agency, the Ministry of Water and Sanitation in collaboration with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, Kenya Water Institute, and leading water service providers is undertaking a project whose objective is to establish support mechanism to enhance non-revenue water reduction activities in urban areas. The key delivery of this project is to strengthen new training capacity in KV. This has various activities including development training materials, piloting of non-revenue water management courses, improvement of teaching materials, and implementation of the course. Bavarian Institutional Water Corporation, what we call BWAC project, aims to support the vocational training in the water sector in Kenya by providing consultants and training, including water supply, municipal wastewater companies. The NOFIC Orange Knowledge Program is a 5-year global development program aimed at strengthening professional and organization through education and training. We also have the KSP pumps and valves
with South Africa, KEWI and KSB entered into an MOU to undertake a series of capacity building activities to strengthen ability of KEWI staff and students on pump performance monitoring, pump maintenance and repairs. The African Development Bank, the bank will give a grant in support of a project to improve public health and enhance technical skills for youth in Kenya through sanitation technology transfer. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this singular duty to congratulate all the graduates from wherever they are watching us virtually and wish them well in their future endeavors. Madam Cabinet Secretary, if you allow me, I'll call the Council Session Chair for this function, Madam Nancy Waweru, to come and make a speech.
So our chief guest, the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Cecily Kariuki, members of the KEWI Governing Council, our director, the CEOs from the water sector institutes which are here, parents and graduates that are joining us virtually, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for finding time out of your busy schedule to celebrate this special day with us. This graduation is strange in the manner it is held. For the first time, we are holding this ceremony in the absence of physical graduates, sponsors, invited guests, and the general public due to the COVID-19 pandemic protocols, which requires that we observe social distance, wash our hands, and wear our face masks in public gatherings such as this one. We all know the pomp and color that came along with the graduation before, and now it's held under controlled circumstances. We shall have to live and contend with this moving forward. The Governing Council and management have put measures in place to allow students to continue with their education, and more especially the practical lessons and the students who are about to do their exams. It is prudent to report that KEWI is spreading its wings to the counties to support the devolved function in water, sanitation, and irrigation sector. A number of memorandum of understanding have been initiated with the county government to open up campuses, train county staff, and conduct out research consultancies and outreach. KEWI has also initiated collaboration with other institutions like Higher Learning Education Loans Board and the Kenya Universities and Colleges Placement Service. These collaborations will enable us to be able to support our students and also help KEWI strengthen the research fund and mobilize funds for Water Help Fund. The KEWI strategic direction is to reach every Kenyan to access clean and safe water. With KEWI, with the support of the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, it has also initiated the process of ensuring that KEWI takes the leading role in providing specialized courses that will enable relevant professional certification and registration of all water, sanitation, and irrigation sector practitioners, with the main purpose of injecting professionalism and more so standards in service delivery. Kenya periodically experiences extreme climatic conditions that lead to water scarcity. We oscillate on a pendulum of floods and droughts. Therefore, there is need to protect our water sources and employ new ways of rainwater harvesting and storage, including the availability of we use the available technologies on underground water exploitation and enhance groundwater recharge and protection in order to meet our national demand. The ministry is leading from the front by stressing the importance of the rainwater harvesting at both the national, using tanks, small ponds, among other methods for use during this season. The Vision 2030 for the water sanitation is to ensure that improved water and sanitation is made available and accessible to all, while urban water and sanitation have steadily increased. You need to check. There is need for more efficient effort to ensure that the sector grows to meet the goals anticipated in the year 2030. KEWI is implementing this vision by releasing to the market today the water laboratory technicians who will ensure consumption of clean water and management of sanitation issues in urban areas. With the support of the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, KEWI has also initiated the development of a master plan for all its campuses. It is envisaged that the master plan will be used as a tool for fundraising for construction and equipping from private and public sector. And this will go a long way in modernizing KEWI so that we can improve our infrastructure and ensure we have more laboratories and training labs. KEWI plays a major role in the irrigation sector by offering our diploma and certificate courses in irrigation and drainage engineering. These courses will impart the relevant knowledge and skills required in promoting food security in the country. Recently, the ministry, in collaboration with the Israeli government, flagged off 90 students to Israel to study water management and irrigation techniques. This initiative began in February 2016 when His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta flagged off the first group of the Kenyan graduates to Israel to study the water resource management, wastewater treatment, and recycling, and also irrigation, with the emphasis of advanced efficient water use technologies and capacity building, among others. So we are grateful to the President and the Israeli government for actualizing this program, and also the Ministry of Water and Sanitation for ensuring it keeps going on. The COVID-19 pandemic has also offered KEWI an opportunity to upscale the e-learning platform in its training curriculum for both the long-term and the short-term courses. So the curriculum, content development, and training of trainers in e-learning will be enhanced. KEWI has a well-established Geoinformation Center for training, research mapping in the water resource management and water supply infrastructure, and this center has been involved in many consultancies. Among them was the mapping of the water infrastructure for 27 community water projects in 5 counties. That was under the Water Sector Trust Fund, and audit of the legal water connection at the Malindi Water. There was also the baseline survey on water infrastructure for Rift Valley Waterworks Development Agency. So we urge the water sector fraternity to fully utilize this facility for its mapping needs. Finally, I want to congratulate all the graduates for successfully completing their diploma, certificates, and the artisan courses. And I am confident that the graduates are well equipped with the knowledge and skills and attitudes to improve their well-being. I thank you all, and I would want to invite our chief guest, Honorable Cecily Kariuki. Sorry, I am guided that PS has been represented, so I want to thank you so much.
Thank you very much, representative of the Governing Council, the chief guest, our cabinet secretary, Madam Cecily Kariuki, the representative of the Governing Council, the Governing Council members who are present here today, the CEO of KEWI Institute, Professor Ayombe, my colleague who is seated behind, maybe I can introduce you, Abud Moeba. is the Irrigation Secretary. Our colleagues from the ministry headquarters, our graduates, parents, and also the members of the 40 states, and our invited guest from the Kenya Police Service. Good morning. Yeah, my name is Joseph Keter. I'm representing the Principal Secretary, who could not be here because of another meeting in the office and also in Nairobi with the Director General for the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Otherwise, mine is to congratulate the 549 graduates during this 32nd graduation ceremony. I also want to thank the CEO for the good work which we have witnessed in KU Institute for the last 1 year, and also the former KU director, and I think she's around, and it's good really for us to recognize her, Dr. Yulita Asumba. Thank you also for setting up this infrastructure. At least now we have a very wonderful conference facility. Thanks all for coming to this ceremony, and we cannot continue nagging about the COVID pandemic, but it's also good for us to really think outside the box. I sincerely wish to thank our Cabinet Secretary for personally accepting to come and grace this occasion. She's the head of policy decision making in the ministry. And when we listen to the previous speakers for the points you have made to the right decision maker in the ministry, because some of the issues you were even requesting were handled by the Cabinet Secretary on Wednesday. And when she will be giving her keynote address, she is going to give that commitment. And things will not be the same again. As is to urge the fraternity of KU. Let us start by transforming our minds, our attitude, and the way we do things. Let's take, for example, we had never known that even judiciary processes or operations will be conducted online, but it has not been done. Today, we are having the graduation online also, with very many parents and students who are outside there. Definitely, let's also try to think of more courses to be conducted even online. If you go through the list of those who will be graduating today and try to synchronize with the mandate of the ministry, then we still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go. The Principal Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary are committed to beseech the National Treasury to extend resources to this institute only if we can give a very strong justification. The number of the campuses we have, vis-a-vis the number of counties we have, definitely demonstrate we are falling short of reaching to the wishes of our local people, particularly. Nationally, we are losing 41% of water to non-revenue water. Because most of maybe the piping infrastructure is very old. Some connections are being undertaken by people who have never undertaken any training at all. We are grateful today that we have a chief guest who was in the Ministry of Health. And she knows the amount of money she used to spend on treating waterborne diseases. Now she's in the Ministry of Water. We can really do a lot through your institute
to ensure that we cause the county governments, particularly, to ensure that, because I think one of the speakers complained that most of the students are lacking sponsorship, among other things. I'm foreseeing a dream. The national government, through the Ministry of Water, can work closely with the Council of Governors to see how a message can be reached to the counties so that they should sponsor. They should be sponsoring students really to come so that our coverage down on the ground can really be widened. I think the CEO also mentioned about the CEO and the representative of the council mentioned about the MAUs you have undertaken, I think, with Kajiado, Uasin Gishu, Kitui, Tarakaniti, Kisumu. When were those MOUs undertaken? What have we done? What have we done? What are some of the strategic plans we have about those areas? So that we move fast and do something. Otherwise, somebody else is going to do it. And when that third person does it, then they will do it in a manner which they will not generate graduates, among other things. They will not be celebrated. Another thing, CEO, I think what you really need to embark is, and also our chief guest. Last year or early this year, when we were sending a team to Israel, why did our number drop? Why is it that our neighboring countries are now sending more students to Israel for water management and irrigation than us? I think we were told the reasons. And we need really to tell and internalize with our students how they should be undertaking the courses when they go to Israel. Let's try to see how best for us now to transform the issues of food insecurity in the country. Then definitely we have to enhance irrigation in the country. And enhancing irrigation is by ensuring that we have got very many students undertaking this course. It's unfortunate today that we shall be having how many graduating? 0. On the certificate in irrigation and drainage engineering, 0. And then again, on the certificate in water and waste management laboratory technology. And definitely, if we don't focus on water quality and sanitation issues, then we shall be going the way I was saying. Just witnessing an increase in waterborne diseases in the country. So let's see how best. CEO and your team of the council. I think the CS will be mentioning to you that we need to hear you. Being in the field there, looking for the students. Most of our students are not so poor that they cannot pay for these courses. They can pay for these courses, but let us popularize the courses. Let's popularize the courses. I wish to repeat again, please work closely with our principal secretary, particularly. I like the way the Deputy Director for Academic Affairs was talking about today, that today this graduation is being streamed online. What about the publication for the courses? Are we also using the social media to publicize our courses? Or we only think that people will be reading the few brochures which we prepare? With all those many remarks, it's now my singular pleasure to present to you and request our chief guest, who is our cabinet secretary for the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, to come and give her keynote address and also perform the other parts of the program which have remained. So because you have sat for some time, maybe you can rise briefly. Let us appreciate our cabinet secretary, the chief guest, as she comes to perform the keynote address. Let's appreciate her as she comes. Again.
Thank you, Secretary of Admin, Mr. Keter. The Governing Council of the Kenya Water Institute, Director and your management, staff, parents, guardians, the KEWI Alumni that is represented here this morning, our graduates, distinguished guests, my colleagues from the ministry, good morning. Good morning. On a day like this is a day that you celebrate. It's not the day that you mourn. So good morning. Join me at the very onset in congratulating the graduates who are the reason that we are here this morning. Would you please give them a very hearty clap? Thank you. It is my honor to preside over the graduation of the 549 graduates on this auspicious 32nd occasion of the Kenya Water Institute graduation ceremony. A unique ceremony that for the first time we are having to do this ceremony virtually in view of the changing times in the world. I take this singular opportunity once again to congratulate the 549 graduates for your achievement in the respective disciplines that include water engineering, water resource technology and management, information and communication technology, plumbing, among others. And to single out you, the top performing student, Wanamugo, on behalf of the rest of you. I'm delighted to celebrate this occasion with you, together with your parents, together with your guardians, together with your family members, together with your lecturers and non-teaching staff who have been part of your journey towards this achievement that you celebrate today. Indeed, you're graduating from a center of excellence. And depending on the path you choose to pursue, you have been prepared to excel in the water sector. It is gratifying to know that this occasion would not have been realized were it not for the dedication of the Governing Council, who I want to commend, their management and staff of this institution, importantly, you, the students. I appreciate you all for a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to take a reflection on the specific issues related to water under the ministry that I currently head, and government's commitment towards ensuring that Kenyans have adequate, safe, affordable, and sustainable water moving forward. And it is in this regard that KEWI's role will not only be strategic as we move forward, but has remained largely unexploited. My colleague moved ahead in challenging us to think differently, because for KEWI to then be located in a strategic position beyond where it has found itself, it is important that we do things differently, that we think differently, that we craft new partnerships, that we reflect on what it means for us to be in a strategic location in influencing policy and interventions in the water, sanitation, and irrigation spheres. Ladies and gentlemen, access to clean and safe drinking water and sanitation are among the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which Kenya has signed on to be realized, like the rest of the world, by the year 2030. 2030 is 10 years from where we are today. But known to most of you, lack of clean drinking water, poor sanitation, and poor hygienic practices remain a major concern in most parts of our country. It is for this reason that the government continues to invest in several infrastructural projects. At this moment, under the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, working with our various parastatals and water works, we are implementing 650 infrastructural projects. These vary in size from the very small to what we consider mega projects of billions of Kenya shillings. By so doing, it is the aspiration of the Kenyan government to ensure that all citizens will have access to adequate, clean, efficient, affordable, safe drinking water, and while at the same time ensuring that there is enough water to power our economic activities. I reflect on Kewi and take note that you, Kewi, have a major role to play in developing the human capital that will steer the country towards achieving these aspirations as I have articulated. Once the investments that are currently ongoing have been completed, it is expected that the water coverage will increase from the current 62% to 80% in the coming 3 years. It is also expected through this investment within the same period, our sanitation coverage will increase from 26% to over 40%. What that means for us is that the remainder of the period to the year 2030, further investment will be considered, including water use and resource use efficiencies. At the same time, it is our expectation we will, as we have projected, increase area under irrigation from 500,000 acres today to 1.9 million acres within the period to 2030. I want to commit that further investment and interventions will continue to be considered and implemented. And it is in this respect that Kewi reforms will need to be put on a fast track. I'm happy to note that the ministry is currently reviewing with yourselves the Kewi Act to have an expanded mandate as a center of excellence that does not only serve the country, but serves the 47 counties and beyond to the region and the rest of the world as a supplier of human capital. I therefore want to urge us, Kewi, to be more responsive to the needs of water, sanitation, and irrigation sector, even as you seek to plan on your reform journey. I have no doubt in my mind that Kewi is well placed to contribute to the goals which I have shared with yourself, and indeed towards contributing to President Uhuru Kenyatta's Big Four agenda by producing graduates with the right cadre mix, with the right skill set, with the knowledge and attitude that the job market desires today. To do so, I then want to urge us to do as follows. Focus on developing programs that are aimed at the constant review and technological learning according to the sector needs, as well as the anticipated challenges. The young man who is a student leader spoke here at length, and for a moment I thought he was reading the Bible book called the Book of Lamentations. But indeed, he was reflecting on the true state of where we are at. Give him the solutions. The solutions lie here. He addressed me for the larger part of the conversation, but I think he wasn't quite guided. He ought to have addressed you. Because I don't deal with constitution with infrastructure, as it were, from headquarters. I create an enabling environment for you, the council, and the management to be able to then do what the young gentleman was asking of us. The question I would want to pose, even as he told us about the campuses from Kitui, Chiakariga, and wherever else, is, do partnerships work? And if they do, should our concern at this point in time be infrastructural expansion or partnerships deepening to utilize the existing infrastructure? And I pose this because I'm aware this institution and this fantastic facility we are using today has taken years to be completed. Is that core, or is that an enabling issue? And if it is core, then we might as well spend time looking for it. If it is not core, then we might as well partner with the existing institutions, half of which may not be operating at full capacity, particularly the universities that have been put up in the last several years. And so we focus on the soft side of delivery and move faster. The second challenge I want you to reflect on is the need for us to focus on water research, technology, and innovation, development, and transfer, so that you can be able to provide solutions to the challenges in the water sector and irrigation sector, and do so with a little more oomph, with a little more depth. Number 3 is for us to consider KEWI being the contributor to development and sustainability of water, sanitation, and irrigation, core infrastructure that informs or yields data that informs policies in decision making. And again, do so in a manner that is deeper, a manner that is sustainable as we move forward. Number 4, again, is to challenge us to offer training programs which are aimed at increasing access to water through effective water resource management, and also development of efficient water use, rainwater harvesting, and storage technologies. On my table today, there is regulations which are headed towards approval from Parliament to help us with matters of water harvesting. How can we be able to create a cadre that focuses and helps in turning those regulations into practical interventions at the household level, at the institutional level, and indeed across the sector? Number 5 is questioning what role do we have in attainment of SDG, particularly SDG number 6, which requires us to ensure access to water and sanitation by the period 2030. What is this that we need to do differently given the time limitations? For the first time, the world has said 2030 is a year of the Lord, that will be saying every other citizen globally can access water. What is your role? From water use efficiencies to access to exploitation, as the chair has indicated, we have underground water that is not utilized. What is your role in there? Is it through your short-term consultancies? Is that the space you want to occupy? Is it giving us a cadre that specifically has the confidence to be able to dive deep and turn this resource underground into a resource that we can utilize to ensure we are on SDG 6? And finally, is for me to challenge us you to provide or seize an opportunity that helps develop programs and transfer of technology that ensures we are certainly helping Kenyans in climate change adaptation and in mitigation measures, and ensuring that this is addressed adequately. You just need to move away from here, not too far from where we are located, to see the kind of pollution in our water bodies right here in Nairobi. What is our role in that? Do we have any? In either through the short-term programs that we are instituting or in the longer term and the human capital that we are developing? Ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore imperative for KEWI to ensure that the institution curricula is both need-based but also responsive to the water sector needs through regular and sustained reviews, through appropriate research that keeps in line with the knowledge, change, and innovations. But to ensure that KEWI realizes its mandate, from my ministry, we will continuously offer support in updating your basic requirement in terms of infrastructure that indeed helps you live a real center of excellence experience. Your graduation today, to you the graduates, marks a special occasion. It marks the culmination of your hard work, but also marks a new beginning, a beginning of a career. The certificates and diploma I am presenting to you today signify the new knowledge that you have acquired, the attitude and skills that you have acquired at this institution. It also is an assurance from us to your future employers and partners that you have the capacity to work in the field indicated therein. It also a mark of confidence for yourself, and that for those who will choose the path of self-employment, that indeed you have the confidence, you have the knowledge, but also the attitude to excel where the other youth are excelling in self-employment. As you step out of this institution, I urge you to promote the values that have been inculcated in you. Be the change agent in the water sector. Offer solutions to the problems facing the water sector. Most of them you have been exposed to. Some I have alluded to. Give us a chance, graduates, to celebrate KEWI-made innovations and technologies. Yesterday, as I was speaking to my colleagues in the ministry who have been there longer than I wondered if I could stand here and speak of an innovation that is KEWI-made in the water sector. And I was disappointed because I was told there was none. During his speech, the president on Mashujaa Day this year, that was only on Tuesday, spoke at length his vision of the Kenyan youth in taking over the innovation space to be able to transform this country. Graduates, you belong to that caliber of the youth that the president addressed 2 days ago. Give us innovation. Don't just be comfortable reading and settling. Innovation the world over is what has driven development in the developed countries today. Most of those innovations have been created or imagined by the youth such as yourselves. So graduates, the teaching staff, KEWI Council, I'm leaving this challenge for you as we move forward. The world in terms of transformation, this country in terms of transformation, will not be transformed on brick and mortar. It will be transformed on innovation around technological innovations that these people that you're training here ought to have at the back of their mind. So I leave you, and hopefully next year, same time, we will be celebrating our own made innovation. And that goes for the alumni. You challenged us. Get out there, you have a framework. Get yourself to give us some innovation in the water sector. Right now, as we are responding to the COVID-19 realities, what innovation are we able to lend to our learning institutions, of which you also belong? What innovation are we able to lend to the mothers that I go to Marsabit and find do not have water in a health facility? To the mothers that I go to Turkana and find do not know how to focus on economic development because it takes them 10, 12 hours going to look for water. What innovation can we speak about that is Kenyan made? I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, by once again congratulating you, our graduates of the 32nd graduation ceremony and year for a well-earned achievement, and I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Whichever path you choose, you can only be your own limitation. Be it in the self-employment sector, be it in pursuing a formal employment, be it in turning with ourselves or the county government, be it joining your colleagues, some of who are here already in the sector. God bless you as you step out to serve Kenya. God bless you as you step out to serve humanity. Be of good courage and character. God bless you.
Guest of honor, may I, with your permission, may I allow the Chief Director in charge of Academic Affairs to come and present the graduates.
Thank you very much, Chief Guest. We have the pleasure of presenting to you candidates who passed courses to be awarded diploma and certificates. I would now wish to call upon the head of department for water and wastewater engineering, Madam Nyakundi, Evelyn Nyakundi, to come and present 249 candidates who are examined for the award of diploma in water engineering. Madam Nyakundi.
Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who in the year 2019-2020 certified the examiners for the award of diploma in water engineering. Distinction: Mwendo Mwaka Simon, Ochero Charles Hosborn, Okumu Lydia Adhiambo, Sharon Chepkoril. Credit: Abdi Yusuf, Abdikadir Nur, Adagik Caroline, Apondi Lavenda, Awino Roley, Bayaya Joseph, Chacha Samuel, Cherono Diana, Chukunzira Doreen, Dahir Fahia, Dambala Mbuye, Erupe Geoffrey, Faisal Ahmed, Faisal Hassan, Gachagua Florence, Gachugu Joseph, Gakuha Harun, Galm Roba, Gadari Janet, Gulie Abdi, Huka Moroa, Kamandi Francis, Kano Victoria, Kihara Lillian, Kiplagat Caroline, Kipngeno Koech, Kipto Bethwell, Kithome Reuben, Kivuva Brian, Kolei Joan, Loita Kamar Jackson, Lojisoy Emmanuel, Macharia Felix, Maina Isaac, Mauti Moses, Boya Dorcas, Mburia Alex, Mburu Faith, Metekai Dennis, Mike Kiprotich, Misiko Caroline, Misiko Eileen, Mohamed Abdrizak, Mohamed Idris, Mohamedek Mohamed, Morara Prudence, Mulandi Kasoa, Munuve Joseph, Muthoka Geoffrey, Muthoka Ruth, Mtunga Isaac, Mtunga John, Mtwiri Enoch, Mwangi Francis, Mwangi Simon, Mwanza Farad, Juguna Paul, Kadayo David, Nyabera Eva, Nyaga Annette, Ochieng Joseph, Odongo Celestino, Okech Frederick, Omondi Harry, Otori Vincent, Ouma Lucy, Owino Winnie, Rotich Carol, Salad Roba, Wangari Joseph, Wangari Zipora, Waweru Alex, Waweru Stephen, Pass, Abbas, Hassan, Abdiaziz, Abdikadir, Abdimajid, Abdimalik, Abdina, Gabu, Abdirashid, Muhammad, Isaac, Abikar, Achuka, Isaac, Adan, Eden, Hamed, Tawane, Ali, Aden, Aluse, Amani, Aura, Changoka, Jamon, Chelangat, Chepkwoni, Kur, Alando, Kera, Duro, Edome, Farah, Fundi, Gakubia, Gichaga, Gichana, Gikunda, Gidai, Githongo, Gitonga, Habon, Haji, Hassan, Hilo, Hussein, Ibrahim, Gedi, Irungu, Ismail, Isa, Malim, Jambo, Kanyako, Kabia, Kagombe, Kahuru, Kahindi, Kamande, Karani, Karoki, Kera, Kinyanjui, Kendi, Kesha, Kinywa, Kipkoech, Kiragara, Kivungi, Korir, Lokamal, Lokuno, Lomoro, Rot, Macharia, Nyambura, Karani, Gachau, Mandasia, Marian, Mathenge, Bula, Miriu, Meriati, Migiro, Mlewa, Mohamed, Abdile, Harun, Rub, Mugambi, Muhammad, Mukhtar, Mukundi, Mumbi, Munyoki, Murimi, Mtethia, Mutilangi, Mutinda, Danu, Mturi, Mwanduka, Wanjiku, Kangede, Mwaniki, Muriuki, Mwende, Mwero, na Mwenya, na Nzala, na Sak, Nasibo, Deti, Njuiga, Nganga, Ngeno, Ngigi, Ngolo, Ngujiri, Njagi, Njau, Njenga, Njeru, Njoka, Njuguna, Nur, Muhammad, Nyawira, Mzomo, Obara, Ochieng, Jack, Odeo, Odindo, Ogendi, Ogol, Okwiri, Omondi, Onyango, Opio, Oranga, Orero, Otieno, Owuko, Owor, Chemtai, Ruto, Saddam, Safari, Seme, Sheikh, Sigay, Onka, Siad, Suleiman, Sanait, Vyakweli, Wafula, Mark, Wafula, Waidera, Waititu, Walela, Walima, Wanjeru, Wanyonyi, Wekesa, Yasmin, Yusuf, Zaina.
Thank you very much, Madam Nyakundi. Our chief guest, I would now wish to call upon the head of department for water resources management and environment, Madam Doris Situma, to present to you 17 candidates for the award of diploma in water resources technology and management. Madam Doris, please.
Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who in 2019-2020 satisfied the examiners for the award of Diploma in Water Resources Technology and Management. Distinction, Mposa Fortune Stanley. Credit, Agwanda, Akoth, Hayech, Lohaji, Nyangira. With pass, Baraza, Kweli, Loritoi, Mwema, Mulongo, Mwende, Lenana, Sigunga, Otieno, Owiye, Relin. Those are the. Thank you.
Honorable Secretary, I wish also to call upon the head of department for water resources and environment management, Doris Situma, to present to you candidates for the award of diploma in water and wastewater laboratory technology. Madam Situma.
Once again, Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who in 2019-2020 satisfy the examiners for the award of Diploma in Water and Wastewater Laboratory Technology. Distinction, Biwot Jerono Filisi, Mumu Emma Wangari. Credit, Bariara.
Very much, Madam Doris. Our chief guest, I would now wish to call upon our registrar, Mr. Silas Olango, to present to you candidates for the award of diploma in irrigation and drainage. Mr. Olango.
Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who, in 2019-2020, satisfied the examiners for the award of Diploma in Irrigation and Drainage Engineering. Credit, Pule, Kadenge, Mwinde.
Thank you very much, Bwana Olango. Our chief guest, I would now wish to call upon the principal of Kitui campus, Mr. Matara Kaburi, to present to you candidates for the award of certificate in water engineering. Mr. Kaburi.
Thank you. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who in 2019-2020 satisfied the examiners for the award of certificate in water engineering. Abdile Abdukfar, Aboko Kevin, Ahmed Hassan, Akinyi Jared, Arusei Kelvin, Atako Zuberi, Cherono Sharon, Kekonge Wycliffe, Isaac Ismail, Jamal Ibrahim, Kamau Evelyn, Karanja Marcelin, Kambolo Stanley, Karina Nahashon, Kariuki Nicolin, Kemboi Dokas, Kiboro John, Keegan Kibiagon, Kipngetij Hillary, Labadasa Smart, Longina Leoraman, Mangi Teddy, Mwengo Silas, Mbogo Ann, Mohamed Hassan, Munyori Kimanzi, Mutuori Milda, Nasim Perpetual, Getich Victor, Nyanga Wilson, Nyatima Renson, Ombewa Tony, Opio Leonard, Otieno Paul, Wafula Kelvin, Yara Plimo. Pass, Abdi Faiza, Abdurrahim, Abdullah, Obey, Adan, Aden, Ajala, Atambo, Baraza, Bashir, Bombole, Buke, Chelangat, Chepngetich, Cheriyot, Chelango, Dekama, Esiye, Faisal Abdi Abdullahi, Faisal Abdi Ibrahim, Faisal Ibrahim Mohammed, Idhiru Martin, Katitu Teresia, Gitau Esther, Hassan Abdi, Hassan Abdullahi, Hassan Mohammed, Hussein Mohammed, Ibrahim Hussein, Ibrahim Mohammed, Ibrahim Yunis, Jamal Juma, Jamal Abdi, Kaleve, Kalipa, Kamatu, Kamau, Kambi, Karanja, Kature, Kazungu, Kemboi, Kemboi Hillary and Kemboi Breda, Kibor, Kihiko, Kimemia, Kioko, Kiplagat Kipngotich and Kiplagat Ronald, Kiptun, Kibiegon, Kirimi, Koros, Kosigei, Langat, Masila, Matayo, Masi, Jerry, Mohammed Bilau and Mohammed Kalat, Maureen, Lingane, Muhudini, Mulumia, Mungai, Muthoni, Muthua Ann and Muthua Mary, Mwaka, Mwangi Frida and Mwangi Patrick, Musambu, Mwikali, Nasra, Mutengi, Ngandi, Ngugi, Njoroge, Mteka, Nyamu, Nyawira, Nzomo, Odhiambo, Onduto, Osman, Robi, Saddam Ali, Suter, Takai Dennis, Tekai Ruth, Omulo, Washira, Wadeya, Wainaina, Waithaka, and Warabu Hassan. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I also have the pleasure to present the following candidates who in the year 2019-2020 satisfied the examiners for the award of Certificate in Water Resources Technology and Management. Wambura Wanshiru. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I also have the pleasure to present the following candidates who satisfied the examiners for the award of Certificate in Plumbing and Pipe Fitting. Distinction, Kimtai Andrew, Mutuli Nelson, Ondemi Richard. Credit, Otelo, Osero, Awora, Cheburikei, Mwimo, Kimathi, Kipkoech, Maina, Munula, Muridhi, Muriuki, Mwangi, Njuhia, Nzuki, Odhiambo, Ugutu, Ojwang, Olweny, Onyango, Ruth, Sailoji, Wanyama, Weru. Pass, Abduraimani, Abdurashid, Aswani, Ekaru, Kiriko, Kiprono, Malingu, Mugo, Mukondi, Muthui, Ngeno, Ochieng, Okoth, Otieno, Salala, Sokoine, Toto John, Tubei, Wanjiru, Abdullahi, and Yeri Dixon.
Chief guest. Finally, I have the pleasure of inviting the principal, Shagarika campus, to present to us awards for the certificates in water operators course.
Thank you. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who in the year 2019-2020 satisfied the examiner for the award of certificate in water operators course, water supply option. Distinction: Shepto Kathumbi, Kileu Evans, Kileu Tyson, Koitat, Koki, Langat, Muleithi, Goloi, Nyashai, Odote, Mwangale, Yegon, Credit, Ashieng, Amakobe, Ato, Bunei, Gaki, Gadhi, Gatibili, Gutwaba, Hassan, James, Jeva, Jepkului, Kagendo, Kago, Kaliuki, Kipkului, Mashalia, Mapenzi, Masinoi, Muhammad, Mushili, Moyoso, Mutua James, Mutua Nyamu, Jihia, Jilu, Jue, Nyamu, Onyango, Oyel, Sadia, Suma. With pass, Abbas, Ali, Biwot, Shai, Shelono, Gashiku, Gitai, Hamisi, Ita, Jepchelil, Jilo, Kamoja, Kaliuki, Kele, Kibet, Kimayo, Kiplangat, Mansul, Muhammad, Mugo, Mukila, Mumo, Mungai, Mudhoka Emmanuel, Mudhoka Oscar, Mutuma, Moisaka, Mwajila, Mwangangi, Mwangi, Dungu, Dungu Esther, Dungu Elias, Nelias, Dwiga, Gotet, Jahila, Jelo, Jue, Juhi, Kilote, Yakwanda, Nzoki, Zaida, Shakil, Suleiman, Suleka, Uhulu, Umas, Wandela, Wajilo, Zakalia. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who in the year 2019-2020 satisfied the examiner for the award of certificate in water operators course, wastewater option. Pass, Gena Wawelo.
Thank you very much. Now I'd wish to call upon the Director of Kenya Water Institute to request the chief guest to award diplomas and certificates to the successful candidates.
Cabinet Secretary, we take this opportunity to invite you to award the respective diplomas and certificates.
Having been examined and satisfied by the examiners, I am pleased to award you the diploma and certificate, respectively, of Kenya Water Institute.
Tusimame tupige kelele. Tusimame tafadhali, makofi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and congratulations to graduates. You are now officially KEWI graduates. Karibuni KEWI tena. Our chief guests, we have a number of our best students for the 32nd graduation ceremony, who would wish that you award them some gifts. And I'll call them by name. They are here with us. They'll come here very fast. And I'll request the chief guest to be accompanied by the director, our chair, session chair. Please. Okumu Lydia Odhiambo. Okumu Lydia Odhiambo. Okumu Lydia Odhiambo. She was the best in diploma water engineering. We'll have the head of department for water engineering to take it on her behalf. She has joined us. So on behalf of Okumu Lydia, we have the head of department for water engineering, Madam Nyakundi. Congratulations and thank you very much. Our best student in diploma in water resource technology and management is called Mposa Fortune Stanley. He's from Malawi. Unfortunately, he could not get a flight to come and join us. So we are requesting Madam Doris Situma, who is the head of department for water resources and environment, to take it on his behalf. Doris. Thank you very much and congratulations. The best student in diploma in water and wastewater lab technology is Gerono Felicity Biwot. Kindly come very fast. Is awarded a distinction. Gerono Felicity Biwot. Congratulations. Congratulations. The best student in plumbing and pipe fitting was Andrew Kimtai Nyoke. Andrew Kimtai Nyokie had a distinction. Congratulations. The best student in water operators course was Muridhi Johanna Mugo. Muridhi Johanna Mugo, best student in water operators course. He had a distinction. Congratulations, Bwana Mugo. Congratulations.
Hello, Johanna. Marigani. Unasikiaje leo? You have been told that you are the best of the best. How old are you? 21 years. What do you want to do with yourself from here? Hello? Do you want to continue with school or you want to work? You want to continue with school? Very well. Chair of Council, CEO, this is a young man. He's a good example to the other young people. We call him best of the best. It is my considered view today. And as Secretary, you are representing the PS here. Make sure that Johanna comes back to this college on a full scholarship. And in the meantime, before the next intake, director find a place for him to instruct the students who are still on the campus, so that again we reward and make an example that hard work pays. For you to be best, to be best of the best means exactly that. You're best of the best. So Johanna, get ready, come back, get your diploma, come back, get your degree if that is your desire, and go to the job market once you have the confidence that you will also excel as best of the best. One of my CEOs is actually an alumni, rose like you from diploma to degree. He's now one of my CEOs in the ministry. So like I said, only you can stop yourself. Congratulations, and through you to all the graduates. Thank you.
Thank you. Before Mugo, please. Mugo, before you go, we have another gift for him as the best of the best. So Muridhi Johanna Mugo, please come and receive another gift. Congratulations once again. Congratulations. Madam Cabinet Secretary, I request that you can now sit, please. We are almost finalizing.
Madam CS, with your permission, we also want to give some gifts to our guests. And this will be done by the council session chair, Madam Nancy Waweru. I'll call them. The WASPA CEO. You will all come and then we'll have one photo when you're in the WASPA CEO, Water Secretary, if he has a representative. The best of the best student can also come and join this small photo. So, Mugo, you'll come back. We also have a gift for Water Secretary. Please don't leave, just stay. And we are also going to give, we're going to give the PS representative, Administrative Secretary, Mr. Keter. So please, I said you don't leave, stay. You just stay in line here. Please just take when I've taken, you remain. Yes, give them. Yeah, then Irrigation Secretary. Water Secretary we have. Somebody will take and they have Water Secretary. Could me, Madam. And then we also want to give our CS, Cabinet Secretary, a gift by chair. So Madam want to give you a gift. Yeah, so because we want to take one photo with all these who are called the best. Those who have made KV to grow. The ministry, the WASPA. So please just come as those who have received. Can you please just obey social distancing? Mugo, come. Let's have. Please just join. Yes. And the CS has requested that if you have a gift and it's put say something you remove, people can see it. It can be because me have not received. It can be at the corner. San kidogo. Thank you, Madam CS, for accepting our gift.
Thank you very much, Madam Cabinet Secretary and all invited guests. We have come to the end of our virtual graduation ceremony. And I'm going to ask the director to dissolve the congregation. Then we'll have the national anthem. So.
In exercise of powers conferred by Section 8.2b of the Kenya Water Institute Act, I hereby dissolve the congregation of the 32nd Kenya Water Institute graduation ceremony.
We can now stand for the national anthem.
We are going to leave the congregation, but in the reverse order. It means the guest of honor will now lead the delegation, the congregation, and the rest, you follow the same order. If you are in front, you now go
Since
behind.
1960,
So you'll allow the
Kenya
guest of
Water Institute, KEWI, has retained its status as an icon in the water sector. The institute has trained hundreds, equipping them with much needed skills.
KEWI's mandate is to do capacity development or capacity building for the water sector, focusing on training, applied water research, consultancy, and outreach services. So KEWI is the arm of training manpower for the water sector. However, KEWI
Since 1960, Kenya Water Institute, KEWI, has retained its status as an icon in the water sector. The institute has trained hundreds, equipping them with much needed skills.
KEWI's mandate is to do capacity development or capacity building for the water sector, focusing on training, applied water research, consultancy, and outreach services. So KEWI is the arm of manpower for the water sector. However, KEWI also has specific functions. One is to directly or in collaboration with other agencies provide training for higher training in the water sector, the human resource development. So that function is given to KEWI. KEWI also has a function to develop programs and also organize seminars, workshops, and also provide publications, that's scientific publication for the water sector. KEWI, one major function is to conduct examinations, diplomas and certificates, or any other relevant certificate required for the water sector.
Kenya Water Institute is established by an act of parliament. It's called the Kenya Water Institute Act number 11 of 2001. The mandate of KEWI is to offer human resource development, research and consultancy services to the water sector in Kenya. The mandate of training is also found in the same act, which is one, to provide training programs, seminars and workshops in the sector in Kenya. Secondly, we are mandated to offer, to examine and award diplomas, certificates and other awards to successful candidates.
Many organizations have partnered with KEWI to increase the number of skilled professionals available to serve the country. The entity has a big role to play in enabling the government achieve the goals outlined in the Big Four agenda.
First, I would say that in the devolved system, KEWI has forged a lot of collaboration with county government, because that's now the focus. Being a national institution, it has to have intergovernmental relation with county government. Two, in the water sector, we have 16 water agencies, what we call water parastatals or state corporations. So KEWI has a lot of collaboration and partnership with these agencies, because KEWI is the training arm for these agencies. Internationally, KEWI has developed a lot of a variety of partnership. One, for many years, the Israeli government has been training KEWI staff at advanced level, degree and masters, to retool the staff. KEWI has had collaborating with the Water Research Commission in South Africa in the research world. KEWI has also been participating with the Netherlands government and what they call the NUFI government in what they are calling to train water operators. And KEWI also collaborated with JICA, Japanese International Agency. And I would say most of the organizations have sponsored KEWI in one way or the other, either sponsoring students or helping KEWI acquire equipment or helping to retool KEWI staff. So that is a big area. And I want to say that just because I mentioned the county, they are the main now consumers and the people utilizing water resource and also manage the water resource. So KEWI is will be their training arm in future. So I've gathered that counties like Machakos, Meru, and even Kisumu have sponsored students and even Garissa have sponsored students to come and train what they are calling their water technicians and experts.
Experts, especially graduates from KEWI, because we've known that in order to carry out the Agenda 4, we need this, we still need the plumbers, we need the water technicians, and if you look at maybe our sanitation network in the country, all these need the institute so that we don't employ quacks in the industry.
In a world facing new challenges, research is paramount. To combat crises occasioned by climate change, pollution, and high population growth, more resources are needed to facilitate research.
We have been doing grant proposal writing but we won't move to the next level because we have realized that is the way to go in the future, because when you come, you want to come up with a consortium whereby we can, because you know research is multidisciplinary and you may not have all the expertise in the institute. So when we come up with a consortium of research experts, then we will be able to do any kind of research which comes our way, and we combine efforts so that we can do grant proposal writing which are going to be funded, and then that way we'll also bridge the gap of funding in the institute.
The ministry has helped KEWI develop a water resource center, and then KEWI will be the, I would say, the repository for all the information. I would say all the information in the water sector. If you want to know about which any part of water resource management, any part of water supply management, or any research done in the university but related to water, KEWI will be able to have that information at their fingertips. This could be done in a platform, what I call an e-platform. It could be a geo-platform. It could also be the KEWI website, so that when you're looking for any information on water, then KEWI will be the first reference point. That is developing a water reference library with the information, both digital and also the hard copy information.
On the area of publication, we've been trying to come up with a water research journal, specifically for what we are doing in KEWI. We are in the process of coming up with that journal, but internally we have had a research newsletter whereby we post our research activities, what is going on in the institute, but we are still in the process of coming up with a journal whereby we are going to be posting our research findings so that it can also be accessed by the general public, so that they also know what we are doing.
With the demand of skilled labor in the water sector on the rise, the institution is in need of increasing its capacity. At the moment, KEWI needs its partners and more resources for expansion than in any other time in its history.
You know, the funds from the Exchequer are not really enough to fund the KEWI programs.
And it should be noted that KEWI has taken close to also over 10 years without increasing the fee, in spite of the increasing living standards. This one we are doing deliberately, knowing very well that we have also to effect poor activities, because most of our students are coming from poor backgrounds. Over 10 years ago, that is in the year 2010, KEWI only managed to generate less than 60 million. But as we are talking, last financial year we generated over 170 million. So that implies that in terms of revenue being generated internally, the institute is growing. However, on the same note, also its expenditure is also increasing. So that year in, year out, you will find out that the institute is having a deficit. This one has been occasioned by the campuses because KEWI has been expanding both in terms of number of students and in terms of the campus geographical positioning. We are now in 4 counties, but the infrastructure in those particular places is not enabling us to increase the enrollment the way it could have been, so that in essence these campuses are not break-even. But this one is basically because of the infrastructure in terms of education, learning facilities, in terms of equipping them in the workshops, books. We have to share with what we have at the main campus. Once this is done, we are sure that the institute will be on its feet and might even be, in turn, might be giving something to the Exchequer, not receiving.
We are also going to engage the ministry in resourcing for funds, for example. We've been trying to make sure that the ministry give us infrastructure development fund, and I think plans are at advanced stage to modernize KEWI to be an institutional center of excellence. So the ministry, through the treasury, they are looking for us funds so that we can remodel KEWI. And the other thing that we are saying that in the next, in 3 years, could be KEWI should be felt in 8 counties that we have structures in 8 counties. And that is in the future to come, 9 years later or 10. We want KV to be in every county as an institution, just like we have other institutions in the water sector that are visible in every county. So we want to be visible in every county with either a resource center or a research center or a training center, whichever will come first or whichever one will bring others.
KV is moving towards being a center of excellence. We are getting support from the ministry, we are getting support from the government and all county governments. So in the next 3 years, KV is going to be a place to be. It's going to be very different because our aim is to develop competent, skilled technicians.
With many citizens and institutions facing financial difficulties due to the corona pandemic, KEWI has not been spared. The institution has faced its share of challenges, but appropriate measures are being put into place to ensure it remains in operation.
You find out that, one, we had to cut off some of the activities in the institute because the students were not there for better part of the period. And even now, when they are coming back, there's the challenge of paying school fee, because they'll tell you they were had it. Of course, every Kenyan knows that people had it. So if you look at this in totality, the institute has faced serious challenges, but we've deliberately also employed two fronts towards this. One, we've put cost-cutting measures, that is the austerity measures, that ensures that we only expend on what must be used. So if you look at our budgetary reorganization, we have stopped maybe going to the campuses. We have employed virtual communication, whereby officers don't just go on safaris, they also don't just come and gather over one place. All these things we have done with a view to cutting cost and also managing this pandemic.
Yeah, just like any other institution, definitely the revenue has been an issue, the revenue, government revenue, and also the appropriation aid, what I would call the revenue that KEWI is supposed to generate. KEWI depends on school fees as the main revenue, and also those who give us consultancy were not able to give us consultancy. The government also was facing a lot of measures, budgetary challenges, so there were also measures where we could have missed one or two reimbursement or grants from the national government. One thing is during COVID, KEWI as an institution has just opened. And opening an institution requires that KEWI is prepared to meet the challenges of COVID. One, entire maintenance of the compound, painting the compound, establishing structures that respond to health protocols. Those have been a bit expensive. Also training staff and students on